Hello, everyone. My name is Gira, and I'm a current Stemming Up student and will be your moderator and co-speaker for today. A little bit about me is that I'm going into grade 11 year at Glenforth Secondary School, and I'm also interested in software development and I love to code. I also have my own initiative called Cracking the Code, where I help teach youth how to learn how to code for free. This year will be my second year in the Stemming Up program, and I'm super excited to see all of you here. I am quickly going to go over today's schedule. We will be sharing more information about the Stemming Up program and also share why you should join later. Additionally, we have a panel discussion with former students from our program, as well as some of our amazing coaches. They will be sharing their journey along with some tips on how to embrace STEM careers. This info session was also created to help you understand the application process and to help you have a successful application in the program. We will also end this session with a quick Q&A, and we will ask that you start sharing your questions into the chat, and then Grace will collect as many answers as she can. All right, now I'm going to hand the virtual mic off to Doina, who will introduce herself and talk about her VOLUTION.
Thank you, Gira. So for everyone who doesn't know me already, it's my name is Doina and I'm the founder and CEO of Revolution. I am super excited to have you here today to learn about the Stamina program. I will tell you a little bit about Revolution. So I founded this organization because I realized that young women from diverse backgrounds who are interested in pursuing careers in STEM might need some extra support that didn't exist at the time. I wanted to see more diversity included at the table because it was very important to me that everyone was included in the development of the future and not simply living it. This is why the Stamina program was created.
And that was an amazing reason itself to join the Stemming Up program. Thank you, Doina. So,
Yeah.
what is the program about? Stemming Up is a program that prepares 13 to 17-year-old girls for a career in technology. This is Stemming Up's fourth year, and in the past, we have worked with girls in small groups where they've learned about business and technology in a very engaging way. We work with companies such as Shopify to help young women explore the fundamentals of computer science. We also include industry professionals from various companies who facilitate various sessions in the program and help inspire participants while allowing to learn opportunities as they are happening in the workforce today. The program can span up to 2 years, with participants increasingly challenged with real-world problems while giving them the opportunity to learn 2 coding languages, Python and JavaScript. We work with challenge partners that are real companies with real business challenges, and participants will have the opportunity to solve them through the skills they develop in the program. For the first time ever, we will be extending the program for students so that they can work on their projects beyond the program. The program will be divided into 2 phases, and the timing is phase 1 is from July 26, 2021 to August 20th, 2021, and we have a second phase, which is from September 13th, 2021 to December 23rd of the same year. The reason why we are doing this is that we heard from numerous students from the past asking for an extension in their learning in the program to finish the projects that they had ideated earlier in the program. So one of our goals was always to provide participants with the opportunity to extend their skills and their work on their projects from the beginning all the way to the end. And with that, they also learn another valuable skill to add to their resume, and they can start their post-secondary education and start with their scholarship applications, and this will help them. So what does this mean? The participants will have the opportunity to work beyond the program for a couple of extra months to finalize their projects. Each team from each cohort will be assigned a business challenge, and they will engage in a healthy competition with each other. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, the challenge partner, along with a panel of judges, they will select the winning solution from each team. And then when the winning solution is finalized, the other team that didn't win can also join the team that did, and they can work with a team of experts and learn just as much as them.
Thank you, Gira. Yes, there will be everyone will have the opportunity to learn from this program. So I'm so excited about that part. Okay, so aside about from how much students can learn in the program, why should you all join STEMing Up? Well, the program allows young women to learn many skills such as design thinking, coding, app building, front and back end developer, prototyping, analytical thinking, UX design, business and leadership skills. Um, Young women will apply all these skills and their challenges to solve real life problems. As mentioned earlier, some of the challenges revolve around issues that arose due to COVID 19. And this year, we'll be working on bringing some of those solutions to life. The challenges will be tackled in work group and will help build participants' portfolio, hence forming and upgrading their resume further. By joining the seminar program, we'll also unlock the doors to the Revolution community, which is full of many resources and amazing people, like the ones you see today.
And in addition to having fun and learning so much, the Stemming Up program also provides participants with a mentor. So students have the opportunity to be mentored during the next school year for career coaching and guidance. You can also set personal and career goals, and then your participant and the mentor will work on what needs to be done, and they will assist you with your job search or even your post-secondary application.
Oh, am I? Okay. Hi. Yes. Sorry. That's me. So, during the seminar program, Revolution offers a needs-based bursary depending on your attendance in the program. You can total to up to $200 per week for this. This is for the phase one of the program. So up to $200 per week per students. So the total can be to up to $800. The program is free for qualifying students, and priority will be given to applicants who come from low-income households. But we encourage everyone to apply. And in order to make this program accessible, non-low income applicants will be paying a fee geared to income. Basically, what that means is that once we evaluate your application and your income, we will send you communication with the fee, if any. So we always aim to make the program as accessible as possible for you. With that, we also offer a $50 or more Wi-Fi subsidies to students so that they can while they're in the program, they can, help support with their internet costs. We know that internet is not accessible for everyone, and we're working very hard to break some of those barriers. To add to this, we will lend laptops to participants in the program, and they can keep it until their project is finished. And we encourage them to use it for their schoolwork as well. So we're not going to say you can't use this unless you're in the program. Please be sure to check that there's on the application, there's a check mark, check that question if you need a laptop. It is very important to know that we work with a limited number of laptops. Although we offer them, we do have limited numbers of laptop, and we will give priority to low-income students and the ones that don't have a laptop to use. We will also offer participants 40 hours of volunteer work. So for phase 2, you will get 40 hours of volunteer work to help you with completing your high school required volunteer work. This, not to mention, the program will give you all the skills and mentorship opportunities you will have just by participating.
As you heard from Doina, the Stemming Up program offers so many opportunities, and the experience of the program is so much fun, and I know that because of personal experience. And the panelist speakers can also agree with that. We've brought them in to share their experiences, so now I will pass the virtual mic to Doina, and she will introduce the panel.
Thank you. Thank you, Gira. So today we have, today we have Kristen, Jada, Gira, Aisha is supposed to be here as well, and Grace in the panel. So they are former students from the Stamina program, in addition to Selena, who's our amazing coach from Shopify. She was a coach with us last year, and what I heard, oh, hi, Aisha. What I heard is that she will be a coach with us this year. So this is very exciting. Okay, so I'm going to start the panel with everyone taking turns to share your full name, your current occupation, and the year or years that you were in the program. So we're going to start in this order. We're going to go to Jada, Aisha, Gira, Grace, Kristen, and then we're going to end with Selena. So, Jada.
Hi, I'm Jada. I was in the 2019 Standing Up program, and currently I'm going to second year at York University for computer science.
Thanks, Jada. Aisha.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aisha, and I was in the 2019 and 2020 cohort of Stemming Up. and I'm going to be going into my first year of university studying computer science, still undecided where.
Thanks, Aisha.
Yep, I'll go next. So, hey everyone, I'm Grace. I'm going to my second year of university at Western, and I'm studying psychology. I was part of the 2019 and 2020 cohort.
Thank you, Grace. Gira.
Hi everyone, my name is Gira. I go to grade 10 and I go to Glenford Secondary School. I want to be a software developer.
Thank you, Gira. And Kristen?
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I go to the University of Waterloo. I'm going into third year, and I am studying computer science. I was in the Stemming Up program in 2019.
Thank you, Kristen. And Selena.
Hi, everybody. My name is Selena. I graduated from the University of Waterloo over a year ago now, and I've been working at Shopify as a software developer since. Last summer, I got to be a coach for the Stemming Up program, and then I continued as a mentor. I'm actually Aisha's mentor, so hello, mentee. And I'm excited to continue coaching this year.
Thank you so much. All right, so now I'm going to start with questions for everyone. So Kristen, we will start with you. I know you joined us in the program in 2019 when we run the program in person. What was that experience like for you, and how do you feel that the program helped you when it comes to now being post-secondary at Waterloo?
I think that this experience, I actually really like I guess the thing about Stemming Up is it gives you something to do during the summer that's like relevant to technology, which is always useful, because I think if I hadn't done it, I don't think I would have wasted away my summer per se, but it was definitely nice having like a set schedule, like Stemming Up, to consistently, like every day, have a place to go and meet people who are actually in industry, such as the people who worked at Shopify and various guests that Doina invited. And I thought that was really helpful and gave me insight into what the industry is like and just different concepts and such. And also, of course, we got to learn some technical skills such as JavaScript or Python, and that was definitely useful in introducing me into some topics that I would be learning further in post-secondary.
Thank you, Kristen. Aisha, so you were in the program with us for 2 years, and you experienced the program both in person and virtually. What was your experience in the program for you in person and online? And also, I'm going to go to part 2. What is some advice that you can give to young women who will be in the program this year virtually? So first, if you want to talk about your experience in both.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, well, both online and in-person methods were different. I'd say they were equally as valuable, to be honest. I found that in the in-person learning, I found that it was really interesting. Obviously, it was really cool how we got to go to Shopify headquarters and meet the people who work there. But I'd say last summer was also pretty unique and fun and memorable. I'd say it was just as valuable. And at the end, we even had a graduation on Zoom, and it was just so much fun. And yeah. And in terms of advice for people this year, I'd say just be open-minded and willing to take any new opportunities or make any new friendships or connections as they come.
Thank you, Aisha. Grace, so just like Aisha, you have been in the program with us for 2 years, in person and online. And you are also just finishing your first year in university, right? Am I right? First year, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So what was the experience like for you in person and online? And why do you think that the students this year should join the program even in virtual?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess like kind of similar to Aisha, how like the in-person and online were definitely different. Both of them brought a lot of value for like my summer and like for my learning. And I guess like with in-person, something really cool was that you got to travel to a lot of different companies and like really to meet their people and to learn about what value they bring into like the world of STEM and like how you can find your place in tech. So for example, we went to like the Shopify headquarters, tribal scale. I remember we went all the way to Dell as well, which was really cool. And with that, even with online learning, it was still really engaging. Like I know the teachers who taught us like JavaScript or Python, they would be like really engaging on trying to get you to like share your code, teach your peers, and all the morning sessions was really insightful as well. I guess like the only benefit of online was that back when it was in person, these sessions started at 10 o'clock, but I had to leave my house at 8 o'clock to travel all the way to wherever we're going that day. But with online last summer, I got to roll out of bed 30 minutes before, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
And lastly, I guess reasons why you should join Stemming Up and like the opportunities it brings to you is that for me, it really opened my eyes and like in terms of finding other careers in STEM and tech specifically. Before Stemming Up, I didn't know about like the design aspect of tech, like UI, UX, product design, product management. Those are things I'm interested in today. And despite studying psychology, I'm like becoming a self-taught designer myself. And without Stemming Up, I wouldn't be like in this field today or like trying to teach myself.
Thank you, Grace. All right, Gira. So you joined the program last year, and after you finished with the program, you created your own initiative, as you mentioned earlier, cracking the code. Um, what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so cracking the code helps teach youth, like 13 to 17, how to code for free online. I started it originally because I wanted it to be like a resource center, because when I wanted to learn how to code on my own, I realized there's so many amazing resources, just like VOLUTION and the Stemming Up program, which most people do not know of. I was like, you know what, let me bring those resources to everyone. And that's what I originally started, and then it became into me hosting workshops and programs with like nonprofits. But the inspiration behind it was, I think coding is something everybody should learn, even though if you're not going into it, but it just helps you learn and problem solve, and it gives you so many other skills than just learning how to code.
Thank you, Gira. So, as we mentioned, as part of the program, student participants get to work with coaches. So, and the coaches get to support the participants with the projects along the way. And then we have Selena here from Shopify. We were lucky to have her last year, and as mentioned, she's going to be with us continuously this year too. So I'm so happy about that. And Selena, can you please share with us what made you decide to get involved with the program as a coach, and even continue this year?
Yes.
Besides us being very, very awesome.
Well, that's just a given.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was so excited when the opportunity came up to coach with this program. I love mentorship and coaching. I'm a huge fan of that stuff. I think that it's so important to build those relationships early on in your career and help grow. And so it's not only these awesome, talented young girls who are getting that opportunity, but I'm getting an opportunity to learn from them and be inspired by them and their passion. And when I was in high school, which isn't even that long ago, I didn't know about opportunities like this at all. I wish that I could have participated in Stemming Up when I was in high school and really discovered my passion for programming earlier. And so I think it's so great to be a part of it now and be that role model for people that I didn't have when I was their age.
Thank you, Selena. I agree with you. The girls in our program are awesome. And I feel like as much as we teach them things, we learn so much from them as well. So I agree with you on that one. Thank you. All right. So let's go back to Jada. So after the Stemming Up program, you were involved with VOLUTION in numerous capacities. So what is this name? You were an ambassador with us last year. But now, you also got accepted in New York University and in the software engineering program. And you came back to support the program even more. So you sit on the committee to help us make sure that this program continues and the girls are getting valuable skills in the program. So why do you think it was important for you to get involved with VOLUTION beyond being a program participant? And what's that experience like for you?
Yeah, so I had like such a great experience in the program, and I got to learn so much from industry professionals and like gain exposure to new skills and ideas like UX design, marketing, like software development lifecycle, and especially other cross-disciplinary concepts that I hadn't learned about before. So this definitely helped me get a head start on a lot of the topics that you cover in like first year university, especially if you're in a tech-related program. And this helps set me on a path to basically continue furthering my own learning. And then having a mentor after the program as well, who's in the industry, definitely helped to support me, especially on the side of developing my technical skills. So then after that experience, I really wanted to be able to help other people to be able to also take advantage of the opportunity. And then Revolution is great because once you finish the program, you stay as part of this community. So there was all of these opportunities and avenues provided to get involved, and then I'm able to continue developing soft skills. So it's definitely a really rewarding experience. And then you also get to see other students get a great experience out of the programs after helping to design and then helping to make them.
Thank you, Jada. This just speaks to what we said earlier. Once you get access to the amazing community that we offer at Revolution, not just in the program, but even after. So thanks for that. All right, Kristen, I know that you have just started your life journey and may still be navigating your way around your life and career goals. We're just going into um, Waterloo and all, which is so amazing. I'm so proud of you. So I really am. And that's where you should be at this stage in your life right now, trying to figure out where you're going, as you mentioned earlier, right? What I'd like to know, and I'm sure everyone wants to know as well, is how do you feel that the program has helped you with your goals so far?
So I feel like this program has really helped me with my goals because it's kind of given me more insight into the kind of fields I can actually take part in within technology. Because like coming into this program, I already knew I was going into computer science at Waterloo. So like I had already accepted everything. Like I already knew my path was somewhere along the lines of technology. But I just wasn't necessarily sure what kind of fields there were. And I remember there were lots of different people who were working in like I remember there was a speaker you had from Shopify who was a data scientist, and like it hadn't really occurred to me that with a computer science degree, like that's something I could pursue too, even if it's like not necessarily just like programming. Like there's a lot of different fields I could end up in that all stem from like this computer science degree I have, and it's like I'm not stuck in one avenue. There's so many different types of ways I can apply computer science in my career and in my life, and it gave me a lot of insight in how I could do that. And now when I'm like applying to co-ops and stuff, I definitely keep that in mind. Like I don't just have to apply for something that's just programming. Like there can be other elements, design, like even the business side. All of it all connects. So it was really nice to have all those mentors and speakers to help me realize that.
Thank you, Kirsten. Aisha, I want to ask you a nice question. What are some benefits of the program that you would like the audience to know about, other than what you spoke earlier?
Yeah, definitely. So I'd say my favorite parts of the program, like the thing that made me want to apply, to be honest, was like learning about like the different programming lessons we'd have and learning from the instructors on different programming languages and actually being able to apply that learning throughout the program on a real project, solving a real world problem. I thought that was really fascinating, especially having experience like that in high school. I feel like that really looks really good on your resume and makes you stand out from other people. And before even getting into university, having that experience, I feel like that's very valuable, and that's what really drew me into the program.
Thank you, Aisha. Gira, why do you think it's important for young women like yourself to participate in a program like Stemming Up?
Yeah, sure.
You're so young.
From personal experience, I know that computer science is a male-dominated industry, and then that can be really daunting to young women. Like it's different to go into like computer science, especially when it's that male-dominated. But I think what you need in order to go past and break those barriers is confidence, as well as knowing the skill. So meeting the Revolution community and just everybody in Stemming Up, everybody's so nice to each other. It just really brings your confidence, and especially because you learn so many things other than just learning how to code. Like, yes, you learn in JavaScript, yes, you learn Python, but you learn so many other things such as UI, UX design, the classes that we'd have in the morning, the 10 a.m. ones. So I think those really bring people's confidence up, and just you learn so much out of it, and that's why young women should attend.
Thank you, Gira. Oh, Selena. Yes, so we have just announced that this year we will have the program participants work on their portfolio work. We just mentioned that earlier today. So what that means is that not only will the program participants be working to solve problems for real business, they will work beyond the program timing. Typically it's 4 weeks, but now we're extending this. So that the program participants will work with a team of professionals to finish the project and use it as portfolio work. As a woman in tech yourself, why do you think it's important for young women to consider opportunities that include working on a project from beginning to the end? Selena, you are muted.
You couldn't even hear my excitement. Darn.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Go again. Take two. Take two.
I was just saying that I'm so excited that Stemming Up is giving participants this opportunity this year, because working on a project from the very beginning to the end is definitely the most fulfilling part of having a career in tech. And I think it's a huge advantage in terms of applying to internships and university programs and just your jobs in the future, having that knowledge and that experience of what it's like to go from brainstorming an idea to designing that idea to working with a team to build that idea, debug it, test it, see how users interact with it, and then see it actually become real in the world. I think that that's what really drives passion and makes me love working in the industry, is actually seeing people use the things that I build every day. So I'm so excited that these girls are getting that chance, because it'll definitely make an impact on them.
I'm actually very excited myself too, because this is one of the things that I wanted to add as part of the program. But you think big and you start small, and now we're actually able to do this, and it's so exciting. And the reason why it's super exciting for me is because young women already asked for this. This is why we said, okay, this is time, because they have done some of this work on their own voluntarily, and some of them are actually entering competitions with their challenge because they wanted to take it further, from the program. And again, they're on their own. And I thought, okay, we got to do this. So it's so exciting. I am so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for the end so I can cry and be all happy, because I cry a lot at the last day usually because I'm happy. All right. So I know that some of you will be coming back this year and will get the opportunity to work on projects and see the results from your labor work. And I think from here would be Gira that will be coming back. How does that make you feel, Gira? And, how does that make you feel to be able to come back?
Yeah, well, I remember last year when we all came up with problems and they were related to COVID-19. It was exciting just to pitch it and just to come up with a problem and see what we had created just over that month. But I think it's going to be super interesting, super exciting to finally see that product come to life, and then have some people coach us and mentor it, because ideation, prototyping, and pitching, those are really good skills to know, but actually turning your ideation into an actual product, and then the skills you gain, just so much more things you gain just from doing that process. So it's super exciting that I'll be able to see my product come to life.
Yeah, and it will be used by a company and everybody can see it, and then you can refer to that on as a reference, which is amazing.
It's a great work portfolio.
Yes. So another big announcement is that up until now, our program was only offered in the GTA, but because we're expanding we're doing stuff virtually, it gives us the opportunity to expand the program to young women from across Ontario. Yay! So how exciting can this get, really? Okay, in your opinion, why do you think Stemming Up is a good opportunity? And I mean, good opportunity for all the girls in Ontario to have that mix, not just GTA, but just have girls from, across the province be in the program. So I want everyone to take turns and answer these questions because I want to see what insight you have. So I'm going to start with Selena, then we're going to go with Jada, Aisha, Kristen, Grace, and then we'll end with Gara. So Selena.
Yeah, that's awesome that everybody in Ontario is getting this opportunity now. I mean, I always like to say that tech is universal, and it's something that I think everybody should have the opportunity to learn about. But so many people don't get to understand all the opportunities that they have, especially being young and being in high school. Like we talked about earlier, knowing all the different career paths you can take with something like a computer science degree. It's a lot of information. It's not information everyone has access to. And so being able to spread that to all the girls in Ontario and just help them discover a possible passion for STEM is really exciting.
Thank you, Selena. Jada.
Yeah, so I think like in tech and then especially even in other STEM industries like business or medicine, then teamwork is really important. And then having the program across Ontario will give participants the opportunity to work with other people across the province who you wouldn't be able to work with otherwise. So you'll get to practice working with people who might have different ideas, skills, experiences, and then learn from each other. And then also with COVID-19, then a lot of workplaces and schools and like even summer programs like Stemming Up would all be online. So getting to practice those collaboration skills will help prepare you for remote work, which is also another really valuable skill. So that I think it's awesome that students across Ontario will be able to take advantage of everything the program will offer.
Thank you, Jada. Aisha, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I'm really happy about it, to be honest. I'm glad that other girls will be able to experience this program across Ontario and it won't be limited anymore to the GTA. And that, like Jada said, they'll get to meet other girls across Ontario and meet them, and maybe even meet them later on in university one day. Who knows?
That's true. Kirsten, how do you feel about this, about us going across Ontario?
I think it's a really great thing because it will be able to, like everyone has said, it will allow more like girls to be exposed to technology and the various different careers and paths and just have more access to that. And I also think it's really important because I've noticed like a lot of people who go to my school tend to be from the GTA anyway. So like I feel like it's very prevalent for people who, and I think this is just a thing in general, where people who live in big cities and in the suburbs around those big cities tend to have more access to things just because, you know, when you're in the city, there's lots of opportunities. And I think it should be more extended to people who live in more rural areas because, like, you know, they don't get as much exposure. They might not have as many opportunities to do that sort of thing. So Stemming Up, bringing itself like across Ontario will really allow people who previously couldn't have had any of that sort of experience at all to have that sort of experience.
Right. Thank you, Kristen. Grace.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, this year is online. So since you guys are all like Stemming Up's open to all of Ontario, so guys, you don't have to commute anymore. You can roll out of bed 30 minutes before. So that's one awesome thing about this summer. But other than that, like Kirsten mentioned before, like some areas they don't have access to specific coding courses, technology in general, and I feel like a misconception with tech is that like, oh, for every career in tech, you have to know how to code, but that's just not it. And Stemming Up has really been like a mind opener for me that like, oh, I don't know how to code and I'm not great at it, but I can also find a career in code, find my place in tech with like designing rather than like hardcore like coding. So with that, I think like a lot of people should really try out this program to find what their cup of tea is and what they're really not into.
Thank you, Grace. Gira, what do you say?
Well, I agree with everyone's points. I mean, like, it just GTA, you get more opportunities, just like Kirsten said. But going across Ontario, I know there's some places that are like, they just don't have enough STEM programs. And tech is known to be like, you know, you can work from home. You can do anything at home. And I think it's good because Stemming Up is showing that that you can work from home all across Ontario, which I'm really happy about.
I'm actually going to get a turn and answer this question as well. for me, the reason why I'm very excited to have the program open up across Ontario and not just GTA is because, yes, it allows people from other areas that normally wouldn't have access to, to a program like Stemming Up. It will also allow us for the opportunity to learn from each other and, to have that work from home that probably will become the model for a lot of companies moving forward, or at least be a hybrid model moving forward. But I think most importantly is diversity and inclusion. It's a huge thing that we focus on at Revolution. And I think having not diversity and inclusion only or what people like people that come as whatever they look like, but also have diversity of thought. And I think whatever you live in the world, you can bring a different experience to the table. And having teams of young women some from the city, some that aren't from the city, from the suburbs, and be able to come to the table and work on those challenges that would be in the program, I think would be so valuable for everyone, for young women in the GTA and for young women that aren't in GTA. And I think this is such a great opportunity to be able to be at the table with people that come with different experience and how they see the world. You will help everyone introduce to each other's world. And I think that's just like super amazing. And this is one of the reasons why I'm super excited about it being open to across Ontario. So, all right. So I'm going to ask one last question to our panelists, and this is going to be for Selena. And I love this question so much. So, Selena, when you look back, when you were in high school and considering where you are today, if you were to be able to go back in time, what advice would you give yourself now to your high school self?
What a question. What a beautiful one to end on.
Yes.
I think probably one of the most important things I would remind my younger self is that everybody is constantly learning. I think when you're younger and you don't have as much experience, it's easy to look at so many other people and think they're so much smarter than me. They know what they're doing. They have their life together. I wish I was like that. But now that I've lived through being in high school, being in university, being in the industry, I realize that every single day I'm learning something new. And my manager is learning something new every single day. And my peers are learning something new. And that's the exciting part about being in tech, is that the field is just evolving so quickly and there's always something new to be exploring. And so whenever you have those doubts or fears and you don't know if you can do it, I would just tell myself to be more confident and just follow my passion and rely on that and ask those questions and be excited to learn, because not everybody has that chance, as we talked about. And so it's okay that I don't know the answer, but at least I have all of these great resources to help me find it.
Thank you, Selena. That was amazing. Thank you, everyone.
You're very welcome.
Thank you all of you guys for being here in the panel and sharing your experiences and your journey. So I hope that it motivates everyone that's watching this and listening to this. So thank you. All right.
All right, so let us talk about how you can apply and the application process. So you can apply at hervolution.org/stemming-up. You can click Students Apply Here, and then you will see a Google form with all of the questions that you need. The applications are due on June 15th, 2021. We advise that you collect all the information before you sit down to complete the application. Best advice, something I did when I filled in my application, is that you copy paste the questions into an editable document. So that can be Google Docs or Microsoft Word. And then you can edit it and then fix all your grammar mistakes and then put it back into the answer section, copy paste it back onto the form. And now Joanna will talk about what you need in your application.
Thank you, Gara. Yes. So the application for the program includes 3 main components. We will need a school or we need a reference from school or your teacher. You can go to anyone, your school teacher, your favorite teacher you can go to and ask them for a reference. Typically, we would ask for a reference letter, but we know that this year with it being virtual and it might be a bit harder to get the actual letter. Just ask for permission to use them as a reference. And in terms of what does that look like, we need their name, their occupation, and their contact information, where we can reach them, how we can get a hold of them after June 15. We know that June 15 school is over, so we need to be able to, or maybe around that time school will be over. We want to be able to reach them after that time. So their contact information, whether it could be a phone number or an email, doesn't matter, something. If it is a letter, we will need to have that on a school's letterhead, just to kind of say that this is from school. Another letter of reference, the second letter of reference that you can submit to us, it could be the same from school if that's easy for you, another teacher, or, yeah, someone from school. But if not, I'm sure you probably have done some volunteer work, or you have a mentor, if you were, yeah, if you have a mentor, or if you were another program that you participated in the past, that could be the second reference. And the same if you cannot provide a letter because of everything being virtual, just be sure to ask for permission. Always ask for permission, because if you call them and they will say, "Oh, I don't know who this person is," that we would not know who you are. So that's very important to ask for permission. And again, ask for their name, their occupation, and the contact information after June 15. If it is a letter, some people ask, like, what do I include in it? What do I ask my reference to include in the letter? Just ask them to talk about you, who you are as a person. Do you show up to class on time if it is from school? If you have been in a volunteer before, if you had a job before, how are you as an employer? Were you as an employee? Were you showing up on time? Were you committed? We just want to know who you are as a person. And that's super important for us. The reason why that's important is because it tells us who you are. When we are to match you with a team, we want to make sure that there's some sort of a way for you to be able to work with other people, and that's why that's important for us. Another thing that we will need from you is a list of courses or a transcript. I know, again, it could be hard to get. Some people have asked, can I use my report card? Absolutely. You can just make a copy of report card and submit that to us with the application, or you can just ask the school for your transcript, or you can just write down the actual courses that you're taking during this time. So let's say you're finishing grade 9, you can write the courses that you finished in grade 9. So that's what we need. You can upload that to the application. Another thing that we need, the application, of course, has to be filled out fully. We want to, if there's some missing information, it will make it harder for us to figure out about you. So we, fill out all the information that you have, answer all the questions, and also we need a permission form. So the permission form is it's like a 2-form, 1-pager type of thing. You can download that from the application form, the Google form that you have. You get all the answers. Download that, and then that needs to be signed by a parent. That's for all the students that are under 18. We have to have a parent consent to make sure that the parents know what they're doing on some. Even though you don't come in person, you're going to be online. We want to know. We want to make sure, and also it helps with parents giving support. The parents have to support the students, and we know that actually the students succeed if they have the parental support. So that's parent or guardian, they can just sign that. So we need that with the application. Also in the application, we ask that you please enter your income for the family. For the family meaning mom, dad. If you live with other families, we don't want to know their information. We just want to know your information. So this will help us figure out who is low income and who isn't. We do not ask for proof of income with the application. However, at some point, we may need to do that if we're going to get audited. So just make sure it's as truthful as possible. With that said, if a family does not want to disclose the income, which have been some of the cases, and that's why we talk about it now, we cannot consider you as low income if you don't want to disclose your income. So it would be harder for us to say we can waive the fee or any of that, if we don't have that information. We will accept in the program if we have the space. So as mentioned earlier, the students from low-income families come in first because we have our sponsors that have covered the cost for them. But if you want to come in and you don't want to disclose your income, then it's going to make it harder for us to kind of plug you in somehow. But still, just submit your application and write as best as you can. We take all the application individually, so every information we can't give you a like some questions that come there very general. What we encourage everyone to do is apply for the program, and then if we see anything, if we have any questions, we'll call you and we'll get that information from you. So just please apply. Also, before you apply, on the application, where you get to see the yearbook from 2019 as well as the yearbook from 2020. And I encourage you to please look at the yearbook so you can see the experience that people have had in our program. I know you heard from some of them today, but also you get to see other proof, other proof of our program. So that's, I hope that it's something that you are going to enjoy, and it's going to motivate you to get in the program, and you're going to see how you benefit from it. So yes. All right.
Okay, so if you guys do have any questions, you guys can put them in the chat. Right now, there are not many, or there's no questions at all. So we can continue, Joanna, with your part. You can thank the sponsors and everything.
Okay, so let's go with that, and then we can just go to Q&A after. So if you want to put the slide, I wanted to also show the slide with the partners, please. Thank you. So, I thought I was on mute. So yes, these are our partners and sponsors. So these are some of the companies that will be part of the program this year, especially Shopify. Shopify is our founding partner. We've been working, this is the 4th year. We have such a great partnership with Shopify. We also have people from Citrix, Conrad, and Zapata Computing, and we're working on hopefully getting more. But this will be some of the partners, some of the people that you learn more from, and some of them will be coming in your morning session, some of them will be coaches, and some of them will be mentors, which is super exciting. And I want to take this opportunity to really do thank all the partners that are supporting us for this program. And with that, any questions? Okay, any questions? I can see a question here, but I don't know if there's any more. So Grace, if you want to.
Yep, I can read out the questions in the chat.
Sure.
So the first one is, how would the online day be structured?
All right. So we'll have, that's a great question. Thanks, Hannah, because we didn't actually cover that much earlier. But so the way that it will work, we'll start at 10 for 1 hour, Monday to Friday, except for long weekends. We don't have one day in August. There's no school or program. So typical day will start at 10 a.m. You'll have lessons around marketing, market research, business planning. We'll have things around quantum computing this year. We will talk about how to apply for college or university, but most importantly, there will be extra sessions around how to apply for dev degree program. This is a program that is part of Shopify, where it allows you to, if you apply to York University or Carleton University in Ottawa, computer software or computer engineering, computer science, sorry. If you apply in computer science program in any of these two universities, then you're eligible to apply for the dev degree, which is a co-op program that the Shopify will cover the cost for you to go to school for 4 years. You will go to school for part-time, and you also work at Shopify part-time. So that's a great opportunity if you want to get into this program. So we'll have some education on this, but also you have pitching. You learn about pitching, and then you get to work on your pitch deck. After that, there will be a break. Then you'll have 2 hours of coding sessions with your smaller team. You will work with your team and learning how to code from your instructors. And then on Mondays and Fridays in the afternoon, you get to work with your team on your actual challenge. So that will be, strictly work on your challenge, the group challenge, on the business challenge. On Wednesdays, you will have Wednesdays and Fridays, one day afternoon and Friday morning. This may sound so confusing, but you're gonna get a piece of paper or the itinerary. But Wednesday afternoon and Friday morning, you get to work with your coaches, but they actually get to support you with your challenges. So you can ask them questions and stuff. So that's kind of what it would be like for the phase 2, which that's going to be your hands-on work on the actual challenge. This is where you're going to work on Saturdays for a couple hours with your team and your coach or your volunteer, the professional that will help you with this. And that's when you're going to do the hands-on, but that's later on after the program is done. All right, any more questions?
Yep. So the next question is, one of my friends had a question in regards to 2 reference letters. Sorry if I missed that information, but can only one reference letter be okay?
We actually asked for 2 references, one for school and one from another program I know some people ask, can a family member be a reference? Sure, but if you have worked with this family member, you have done some sort of a project for them, you have worked with them on a project, then maybe you can use them as a reference. But just because someone is your cousin, maybe if you're your tutor, like you can get a tutor to help you to give you the reference. So that's a list of people that you can get that reference for. But we do require 2 reference letters. Please send an email to stemming@hervolution.org if you have more questions about this, and we can talk about what some possible references would be.
If I could also add something, I think for reference letters, like it doesn't have to be something super formal. Like you could, if you're from a religious institution, if there's like someone well, it like doesn't have to be in your family, because other people will know you well if you've done sports, or like even like if you have a music teacher or something like that, then like that would also work as a reference letter.
Awesome. And there's more questions. The next one is, will there be the same mentors or new mentors will be assigned this year?
We're always working on, so if the mentors are happening after the program is done, the mentorship program, we're trying to change to get a new person, a new mentor. If you're coming for the second year in the program, you can get a different mentor. We do find that a lot of mentees, so program participants with the mentors, they still continue with their mentorship beyond, like they don't finish 6 months later, they continue. Some of them are still continuing since 2018. Since we had our first program, so they still have the same mentor, and we don't say no to this. If it's a relationship that works and it works for both parties, we can say okay. But if you come back for the second year in the program, we will match you with a different mentor.
All right. And the next question is, how can one apply to volunteer?
So volunteering depends. And if you want to volunteer, generally speaking, at HER, I'm sure we have some opportunities, but for the actual program to volunteer, we have our partners that have the volunteering. We're looking for specific skills to be part of the program, and then we give the opportunities to former students. And we have, so to be part of the committee, to volunteer in the committee, this year we started to only give opportunities to the former students. Like we have Grace, we have Jada, and we have Kira that were in the program. Now they're part of the committee to get different type of skills, to learn planning and outreach, and they get the leadership skills, and so that's offered to former students in the program. But if you're looking for any general volunteer, just send an email to me at doina@hervolution.org, and then we'll see if there's anything that we can include you in.
Sweet. Thanks so much, Doina.
Thanks.
And we have another question. I am currently in grade 8. What courses should I submit? Also, this year at my school, I haven't had a guidance counselor, and instead, I've had my homeroom teacher work with us through high school applications and the like.
Right. So you can just submit the courses that you had this year, like in grade 8. What are you, you going for math, you going for, literature or whatever you study in grade 8. And then, yes, the homeroom teacher could be a reference as well.
All right, awesome. So we just have one more question, and it's, I was wondering how much the program costs. Is there any way to know how much financial support will be given prior to committing to the program?
Yes, so what we ask is for you to apply, submit the application, and then after you apply, we look at your financial situation, we look at where we are, and then we're going to send you an email with, if there's any fee that you have to pay, we'll tell you how much. We won't know that until after you apply. And you can still say no if it's something that doesn't work for you, you think, oh, that's just too much. And then we can also look at other opportunities. Is there any other scholarships that you can apply for, in any other way that you can, commit to contribute to the program so that you can pay for the program. So just apply first, because what we want to see is the application so that we can actually work with you and make it possible. We want to make it accessible to everyone. So, and by accessible, meaning people that do not have enough income, we want to make sure that they don't have to pay. And the equity is meet everyone where they're at. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing. But do please apply, and then we'll figure out from there what, how we can work together and how we can support you to be in the program. We know it's a great opportunity, and we know a lot of people are interested in applying. And to answer your question, I just go into I want you to apply because I know it's a great program. But to how much the program costs, if you were to pay from pocket, it probably costs about $3,000. So I'm sure it's going to be hard for a lot of people to pay for it. But with that said, this is why we have our partners and that pay for the program for the low-income students, and then nobody has paid $3,000 to be in our program. We work with you to make sure that it's affordable. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, and those are all our questions, so we can conclude the Q&A session here.
Thank you so much. And yes, with that said, we are at the end of our session. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. What I would like to say, if you are interested in continuing with us, we have a Discord. Does anyone have the Discord link to put it on chat for people to? This is Jada. If you don't mind adding that to the chat, that would be great. You can also follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm sure a lot of you might be on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. You can find us easily. Just type in hEr and we're there. And do please share with us any questions that you have. Ask us questions either by email or on social media. We answer as many as possible. And thank you all for being here. Have an amazing day. And there's the Discord link on channel. Jada added that for us. So thank you, Jada. And thank you everyone for being here.